The Trump effect: how a second Trump term is weakening U.S. influence worldwide. When America sneezes, the world catches a cold. In the past, American leadership was seen as a stabilizing force in global politics. But today, a very different narrative is emerging. Following the re-election of Donald Trump in 2024, the United States finds itself not only more isolated but also significantly less respected across key global democracies. The ripple effects of Trump's return to power have fueled a startling political realignment, one where center-left parties and allied nations are thriving not in spite of but because of Trump's resurgence. This video breaks down what's happening, how Trump's policies and rhetoric are reshaping global politics, weakening U.S. credibility abroad, and bolstering opposition forces in allied nations. With detailed polling data, election results, and economic implications, we'll unpack the full global impact of Trump's second term. Australia, the tangerine titan that tilted the election. In an extraordinary electoral upset, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese led his centre-left Labour Party to a landslide re-election victory, dramatically increasing his parliamentary majority in May 2025. What makes this win historic isn't just the margin, but the odds that preceded it. In February 2024, just before Trump's second inauguration, and prior to his radical trade tariffs, Labour's chance of winning a majority was estimated at just 3%. By the time Australians went to the polls in 2025, those odds had jumped to 100%, according to CNN's senior data reporter Harry Enton. Why the shift? A significant factor was Australia's deepening unease with Donald Trump. Polls conducted near the end of the Australian campaign showed that 68% of Australians believed Trump's re-election was bad for Australia. Despite continued support for the US-Australia alliance, with 80% backing, Australians made a clear distinction: support for America, not Trump. Labour capitalized on this sentiment, repeatedly tying the Conservative coalition to Trump's erratic foreign policy, aggressive tariffs, and disregard for allies. The result? Not only did Labour win the majority, but the leader of the Conservative coalition lost his own seat. A rare and symbolic rejection of Trump-aligned politics. Canada, from near defeat to dominance in 100 days. Canada followed a similar pattern. In January 2025, just days before Trump's second inauguration, the Liberal Party under Prime Minister Mark Carney was facing near-certain defeat, with less than a 1% chance of winning a majority. Then came Trump's inauguration, followed swiftly by a trade policy tsunami sweeping tariffs that targeted even U.S. allies, including Canada. By April 28, in an election many thought would mark a return to conservative rule, the Liberals not only won, they surged to the largest party status in Parliament, defying every prediction. Polling revealed that among voters who switched their support to the Liberals, 48% cited Donald Trump as a key reason. As in Australia, Canada's voters were not just reacting to local politics, but to the broader signal Trump's second term was sending: instability, economic aggression, and diplomatic unpredictability. Further south, the Trump backlash has fueled another surge, but this time in popularity, not elections. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum, a vocal opponent of Trump and his border policies, has seen her net approval rating skyrocket by 22 points since Trump's return to office. Her overall approval now sits above 80%, a figure unheard of in North American politics since post-9/11 George W. Bush. Mexican citizens, wary of renewed U.S. aggression under Trump, particularly regarding immigration enforcement and trade threats, have rallied behind Sheinbaum's assertive stance. Her administration has positioned itself as a defender of Mexican sovereignty and dignity in the face of what many perceive as renewed American hostility. The global picture: 26 out of 29 countries now view the U.S. less favorably. While these are powerful national examples, the data on global perception is even more damning. Across 29 major countries, the percentage of people who believe the US has a positive impact on world affairs has declined since Trump's re-election. According to April 2025 polling, in 26 out of 29 countries, favorability toward the US declined post-Trump inauguration. Countries such as Germany, France, South Korea, and even the UK saw double-digit drops in confidence. In contrast, approval ratings for left-leaning opposition parties in these same countries have increased sharply, often correlating directly with spikes in anti-Trump sentiment. Why this matters: the collapse of US soft power. This isn't just a political shift, it's a geopolitical reckoning. Trump's second term has weakened America's diplomatic leverage by alienating allies. Through erratic tariffs and inflammatory rhetoric, Trump has damaged long-standing partnerships, undermining international institutions. By threatening to exit or defund bodies like NATO and the UN, the US is seen as less reliable, fueling opposition movements. Trump's behavior is being used as political ammunition abroad, strengthening center-left and progressive parties. In effect, Donald Trump has become a global political foil, a figure whose policies galvanize the opposition, not just in the US, but around the world. Whether you're in Sydney, Ottawa, or Mexico City, one thing is clear: Donald Trump's second term is reshaping global politics, and not in America's favor. Center-left parties, long struggling to gain traction, are now riding a wave of anti-Trump sentiment to major victories. Meanwhile, America's reputation as a reliable leader in world affairs continues to erode, replaced by an image of volatility and antagonism. The world isn't just watching the United States under Trump, they're reacting, and in most cases they're pushing back. Thanks for watching.